Hey y'all, welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Danielle. If this is your very first time here, and it's been a minute since I last posted a video or even filmed a video, honestly, in its entirety. I filmed throughout the last 3 weeks that I haven't been posting. I filmed bits and pieces, but I wanted to officially make my comeback and just let y'all know where I've been, give y'all some life updates, and just kind of talk through everything that's been going on. So what kind of kick-started my break was the election. Definitely some sadness around the election results and just anxiety about what life would look like under another Trump presidency. As somebody with daughters, navigating the feelings around what is happening in this country. And then I was like, so the way my mind works, my first thought after that was, we need to get out of this country. How can I was legit researching becoming an expat in a different country, what that might look like with my job. So that was my first thing. Then Bernie kind of talked me off the ledge of that a little bit. And then I was like, my next thought, I need to make more money, because if he's going to have tariffs, then we need to make sure that at this point we're good. We live well below our means. So it's not like any little change is going to completely derail us financially. But that's the way my mind works. So I was like, I need to make more money. So then I was like, okay, let me do some research and figure out how I can revamp my channel, my YouTube channel, and what I need to do differently and how this could potentially look. And then that gave me a whole new world of just possibilities. And then that created another form of anxiety. It was just too many decision, what is it called? Decision paralysis, or something I think that's what it's called, decision paralysis. It created a paralysis. I was just there were so many different things that I could do, and I wasn't sure what direction I wanted to go in, and it just kind of stopped me in my tracks. I stopped working out for the last few weeks. Everything just kind of came to a standstill. And then I was like, let me just sit with it for a while, which is why I haven't posted anything. So that's essentially where what has been holding me up for the last few weeks. And then as far as life updates, I cut my hair, so now I have a bob. I got a new phone because my phone got caught in the couch and it crushed it. So that's another new thing that just happened to happen. We ordered new appliances, which are going to be delivered in a couple weeks. We sold one of our cars. We bought 2 new ones. There's a lot of stuff that's happened over the course of the last month or so, and a lot of it has been filmed. And if y'all want to see those older videos, I can still edit and post them, but I just wanted to ask y'all first if y'all want to see those videos. I know there's a bunch of recipes in those videos because I was doing a lot of cooking. There's a lot of the stuff that I'm explaining is in those videos, but I didn't want to just come back after 3 weeks and start posting videos from October and November without talking to y'all first and seeing what y'all want to see. So again, if you're interested, let me know, and I'll post those older videos that include Cody's birthday, the haircut, and my feelings around the election and all that kind of stuff. All of that was filmed. So again, if y'all want to see any of that, just let me know, and I'll go ahead and just post all the videos, probably just back to back to get them out of the way, in between kind of posting newer videos. So for the month of December, it'll probably be every other day videos, just kind of like a Vlogmas type scenario. And then I'll sprinkle in some new videos, probably weekly, of newer, relevant, not that stuff is irrelevant, but more just up-to-date videos essentially. So let me know what y'all want to do, and we can go either way. We can post the older videos in conjunction with new ones, and y'all can just get videos more often, or we can do 2 to 3 times a week of newer videos. So let me know. But in this video, essentially it's going to be the last week of things that happened, including all the car stuff, and then why we chose to do that and all that. So I'm gonna let y'all watch that. Hey y'all, welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Danielle. If this is your very first time here, and We did a thing, y'all. We actually ended up getting a new car the day before Thanksgiving. Today is Black Friday, so 2 days ago we got Bernie's dream car, which is a Cadillac Lyriq, and it is right here. Here's what it looks like. It's actually charging at the moment, but it is charging with level 1 charging, which you only get like 3 miles per hour with level 1 charging. So we just went to Home Depot, got the stuff for him to install a a 240 volt plug, or what's it called? Outlet, so that we can use the 240 volt plug that came with the Lyriq to charge it to get level 2 charging at home. So rather than using this normal household outlet, he's going to turn, we got this built into the house when we got the house built. So this is already, has all the wires and stuff for an electric charging level 2 charger to go here. So he's going to turn this into a level 2 charger essentially with the 240 volt outlet. This will just turn into a 240 volt outlet, and then we'll plug this here, but with the other kind of plug, not this plug. It's the next morning and I'm in the Tiguan right now. We're actually going to sell it. I don't know if I told y'all that. We're selling the Tiguan to Carvana. I got a quote from Carvana and I got one from CarMax. Carvana came in much higher, like $2,000 higher. So I'm selling it to Carvana, and I need to drop it off today. So I just went ahead and Bernie cleared it out, and then I cleaned it out and got any stains off the seats. There was some stains on this seat. Oh, sorry y'all, hold on. Okay, so there were some stains on this seat. I went ahead and cleaned them up, and then there were also some stains on the back seat over here, and I got those cleaned up. So now it's looking pretty good. Looks pretty much brand new. I'm about to drive it to Richmond and then turn it in. Our appointment is at 1 o'clock to turn this car in, and then we'll get that will initiate the payment, which will be in our account in 1 to 2 days. So essentially the payment that we're getting back from the Tiguan, because we had so much positive value or equity in the Tiguan, we're getting money back after they pay the loan, and we're going to put that. We already paid money down on the Lyriq, so not really money down, but we paid the taxes and we pay for the the protection plan up front, the taxes, title, fees, all that stuff. We pay for that. And essentially we're going to get our money back for that, and then we'll also have some money to put down on the next car to prepay some of those fees if we want to. So I'm actually in negotiations right now for a 2024 Chevy Equinox EV. The reason why I'm looking at the EVs is because they have a $7,500 tax credit that really helps with the sales price. And there's also like Black Friday deals and stuff going on right now. So I'm actually negotiating as we speak, emailing back and forth with someone at a Chevy dealer. For some reason, he didn't put the tax credit in the first quote that he sent me. So I just asked him for that. And I'm using ChatGPT to help me craft my emails and figure out where we should be as far as like the money factor, which is essentially the percentage rate that you're paying for financing. And we're looking at, I input a bunch of information into ChatGPT to give it like a starting point. And then I also went on Lease Hacker, which is a really good website for seeing what other people are getting on their leases. And I got a bunch of recent deals from Lease Hacker for this particular car and put that into ChatGPT too, so it would have a good like range of where we should be trying to land for this deal. So that's essentially what I've been doing, which I'm sure sounds very complicated, and it is kind of complicated, but also not if you have like ChatGPT to help you. So I just sent an email asking for a lower money factor for the quote that I just got, and also again for the tax credit to be added in, for an explanation on why it was not added. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. I'm about to go back home. I just grabbed my coffee from Wawa. And I got some donuts for the kids. I'm about to go back home, and we're going to head out pretty soon because we need to be there at 1. And right now it is like 11:30. Yeah, we need to pretty much go. So I'll see y'all later. Okay, yeah, just arrived at Carvana in Richmond, and I'm about to head in to my appointment and let them know, or let them come out and inspect the car and all that, and then hopefully get my check and be out of here. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, y'all, it is Monday morning, and what happened? Okay, so when did I talk to y'all last? I think I talked to y'all on Saturday when we were installing the charger. So Bernie got the charger installed, or the plug installed for the charger, and it works just fine. The last clip that y'all saw, it was charging I don't know, it was charging slow, but once he turned off like the climate controls and all that, then it started charging at normal speed, which is essentially 20 miles an hour is how many we would gain on that charger. But what we wanted was an even faster charger. So the issue is the charger that came with this car maxes out at 32 amps. And we need 40 to 48 amps. And another thing that we realized was that we got a pre-installed wire box put in our garage specifically for charging an electric vehicle. And it only came with 2 wires instead of 3. And 3 is what a lot of the chargers require. So that kind of limits us in which chargers we can use. And in order to get the third one, they will have to wire it from downstairs in the basement, because that's where like the junction box with everything in it is. They would have to run a wire from that box all the way up to the garage. And since our house is already finished, that will be extremely expensive. So we found a workaround, and essentially he put the 240 volt plug there, and we found a charger that you can just mount on the wall and plug into the 240 plug. So, and that one will charge at 40. And if we would have had the third wire, we would have been able to charge at 48, which is around 30 to 35 miles an hour. But with the 40 amp charger, which is what we bought, we will be able to charge around 28 miles an hour, which is fine for us because we will be charging overnight. And actually, since we've had this 32 amp charger, we've been able to charge overnight without any issues. So this will just be even faster. So yeah, that's the update. I'm in this car now because we just also realized that the registration expired on the Atlas. So I'm going to DMV right now to get a new registration and new stickers for the Atlas so we can drive that legally. And we traded in the Tiguan. I did show y'all that too. We traded in the Tiguan. So yeah, that's everything. Now I'm still looking for another car for King to drive. Mostly King doesn't do a lot of driving, but I don't really want him driving this, and I don't necessarily want him driving the Atlas either. So we want like a cheaper car for him to drive, something smaller that we don't have to worry so much about him with. Ronnie parked this car so close to and is my face greasy? Yes, because my skin was so dry yesterday that I couldn't deal. So today I would rather have it greased up and be dry. All right, let's close. I need to show y'all some of the features. This car is so high tech. Close the garage door, which is on the freaking screen. And also need to get directions to the DMV. Give me 1 second. Okay, y'all, another update. DMV Select, which is what they call the ones in Virginia that that you can do like tag and title and stuff like that, and without having to go to like the full DMV. Those are closed on Mondays. So I am just gonna have to wait until tomorrow, because I could go to the like normal DMV, but I'm not doing that. It's gonna take a lot more time if I go to the like regular DMV. So rather than doing that, I'm just going to wait until tomorrow and do it then. So we just won't drive the Atlas today either, which is fine. So right now I'm about to go get some coffee. I need to go to the gym. I've not been to the gym in a couple weeks. I want to say almost a couple weeks. And also need to plan a couple meals for today and get some groceries. I might just do a pickup order for that. We'll see. Okay, yeah, it's much later in the day. Bernie just got home and the wall charger for the car came, so he's about to install it. Kane, do not get too much. So I think right now he's looking for a stud to mount it to. Oh, you actually mounting it already?
Shit. I have to use I might have to use the other one, because let's see.
Let me hold it.
This way I can make it work.
All right, I'm gonna leave him alone while he does that, and then I'll show y'all the finished product once it's done. Okay, yeah, we got the charger installed, so I'm gonna show y'all what that looks like. We went with the Grizzly. Y'all saw Bernie install this plug, and then y'all saw him, part of the process of him installing this. Here is the what's this thing called? The plug that you would put it in or plug into the car. And it came with its own little, I don't know what you call that. The thing that you wrap the hose around. It's pretty neat. Like, it's actually looks pretty well organized. So I'm about to go to the grocery store. But here's a quick look inside the car. So we got the white leather interior. And then like all the accents are black. It has blue stitching or like blue accents in the actual chairs. And ambient lighting, which we can change. So that would be like in the settings. Hold on, y'all. Just adjusting my seat. Okay, so the ambient lighting is somewhere in here. Child, I don't know exactly where. One thing that's cool about it though is that it has auto high beams. I love that. It's so cool. The glove box you release by pressing this button. Oh.
Yeah, and ball being hammer. I think you understand my anger. He's not only harming my daughter, but he's mocking up.
Okay. Let me see. More controls. Lights. Oh, that's the headlights. Apple CarPlay. Themes. Ambient lighting. So it's right here. And then if I wanted to change it to a different color, all I gotta do is, so you can see that it changed to like that color down there. That's the accent lights, and then this is the glow. So if I wanted to change this one, that would change the lights inside the car down here. So you could change it to any of these colors. So yeah, you can do any combination. You can do blue and red. You can do purple and pink. You can do whatever you want. So it's really cool. So yeah, like I said, I'm about to run to the grocery store, grab some stuff for tomorrow to make my life easier because one, Bernie needs some snacks and stuff for his lunch. I should have did it earlier, but I was too busy doing everything else. And then number two, I want to make sure Corey has pancakes or something that she can make quickly in the morning, so I don't have to cook her food, because I do not want to cook her food in the morning. Like, oh, and as far as charging, we were getting 21 miles per gallon with the other charger, the Cadillac charger, and with this one that we just bought, I thought we were gonna get 28, around 28, but we're actually getting closer. Shoot, why aren't you closing? We're actually getting like I think 26. But for us, we were already doing pretty good with just the Cadillac charger. Like, it was fine, and that was working. So this is not, it's not a big deal. But yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and go because it's super dark and I need to concentrate on the road, and I will see y'all later. Hey y'all, so it is Thursday. I think the last time I talked to y'all was Tuesday. And let me see if I can prop y'all somewhere in here. A lot has changed between now and then. There's nowhere to prop y'all. But we got another new car. I know y'all probably like, girl, what are you doing? Okay, so the thing is, we essentially are paying not that much more for 3 cars than we were for 2. The Tiguan, the reason why I got rid of it is because I didn't enjoy driving it, and it was causing us to put so many miles on the Atlas because nobody really wanted to drive it. King drove it every now and then, and it just didn't make sense to pay all that money for something we didn't really want. So I was like, let's just get rid of it. We sold it. We got money back for it. We put some of the money that we got from the Tiguan, the sale of the Tiguan into the lease for the Lyriq. All that combined gave us a super low car note because the interest rate was excellent and it just made sense. That's Bernie's dream car. So it's something we were planning on buying anyway. But also when it comes to electric cars, the technology is changing so fast that if we were to buy it, first of all, the note would be $1,200-$1,300 a month, maybe even $1,400, depending on what features were in the car. So this was a super low risk way to try out the car that he really, really wants. Because like I said, we were going to buy one anyway, but then it was like, let's just lease it. That way you can try it out. You can see how you like it over the next couple years. And then if you decide that you still want one, we can either buy the one that we leased or we can just get a whole new brand new one, which is probably what we're going to do. Second thing, it is very cost effective right now to lease EVs because they have the $7,500 tax credit that is applied to new leases. It's only for new cars, I think. I think if for used cars, you can't lease them, but you can use the tax credit to buy a used car, except it's $4,000 instead of $7,500. Some other good incentives they have right now is not only did we get the $7,500 credit for tax credit, we also got the Costco. Costco's working with Chevy right now to give you $1,000 off until January. We also got loyalty. Well, for this car, I got loyalty because we had the Lyriq. So that was $1,500 off. And then another $1,000 off for Conquest offer. And then I feel like there's one more. Oh, and then whatever dealer discounts. So after you add all those discounts up and you do a lease instead of buying it, you end up with a super cheap lease. So for this particular car, which I'm going to show y'all in a second, we're only paying $260 a month to lease this car for 3 years with a 12,000 mile a year lease term. So no brainer, right? The Lyriq, we pay $400 a month. So for these two cars, we're paying the same amount that we were paying for the Tiguan. The only place where we're paying more, so just to clarify, the Tiguan was a 2023, had no bells and whistles. It was the base model, didn't even have, it didn't have like lane keep assist. It did have automatic braking for like accident protection, but it did not have power seats. It had cloth seats. It was a very bare minimum car, which was intentional at the time because I wanted the cheapest car note possible. But again, it just created a situation where nobody really enjoyed driving it. Nobody really wanted to, and it didn't serve our purposes. And I was like, why are we paying all this money for something we don't even want? So that's why we sold it. And we had so much equity in it because we had been paying so much for it. We had been paying well over what we needed to pay. Like our next payment was not due until late next year. That's how far ahead we were on payments. We only had it for a year and a half, and we were 70% done paying for it. 60% done paying for it. So that just tells you like how much extra money we were paying on it. So for context, that car, that 2023 Tiguan, we traded it in or sold it, and now we have a 2024 Cadillac Lyriq and a 2024 Equinox EV. Both are electric vehicles, and we pay the same amount for these two cars as we did for that one car, to own that one car versus leasing these two cars. So I'm sitting in the Equinox right now. I'm gonna show it to y'all in a second. I already showed y'all the Lyriq. And yeah, so that's what we did because it made sense for us. That way, King has a new car, which has additional safety features. And again, he does not drive very often. We updated our insurance policy. So now we have the 3 cars on our insurance. And we added King as a fully licensed driver versus what is it called? A permit driver. So with all of those changes, with having 3 cars versus 2, and having King as a fully licensed driver versus a permit driver, all the changes that we've made in the last week, we are paying an extra $280 a month for everything, that like insurance and 3 cars. The difference between what we used to have and what we have now is $280 a month. And that does not include savings on gas. So if we think about how much money we're saving by driving electric cars versus gas cars, we're probably breaking even, if not making money. So yeah, let me show y'all. So here is the Equinox EV. We got the RS model or RS trim, which is like a sportier trim. So it has like the black wheels and black accents. I really like the fact that it's white. I think it's so cute. But black accents all over the car. This one has an automatic lift gate, which the Tiguan did not. It has the auto door handles that pop out whenever you walk up to the car with the key fob. And then inside, like I said, it's more sporty. So it has this red accents. Red here. It has the steering wheels trimmed in red. And then it has red on the seats too. And then the RS logo in the headrest. If you were to get like an LT of this would be blue instead of red. Like all of these accents would be blue inside the car. So instead of silver, all of this would be blue. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Again, it is electric. And actually what I noticed is that with our level 2 charger that we installed in the garage, we're getting 30 to 31 miles on this car and 26 to 28 on the Lyriq. It's working out. I actually think this was a smart financial decision as compared to what we were doing before. I think we all need to do more research about how money works and what actually is, I don't know how to say it. Like I'd always been conditioned to think that leasing was not a smart financial decision. But when you really think about it, you don't have any, you are driving a brand new car. Both of the cars that we bought were both the cars we bought were brand new. This one had 18 miles on it when we picked it up. The Lyriq was a demo car, still brand new, but 1,300 miles on it, which ended up giving us an even better deal on the pricing. So like I said, we are taught to not lease cars because we think that it's a waste of money. Like people have always made it seem like it was a bad idea. When you think about it, like I said, you're driving a brand new car. You don't have any maintenance fees because everything is under warranty, or it's less likely that you will have maintenance. If anything breaks on the car, you can take it back to the dealer because everything is still under the manufacturer's warranty. So if anything breaks down, you are not responsible for it. Again, maintenance is a lot less. At this point, you're just doing like tire rotations. If you had a gas powered car, oil changes, that sort of thing. So it's a lot cheaper. And then with an electric vehicle specifically, there's even less maintenance because there is no oil changes. The only thing you would have to do is tire rotations every 7,500 to 10,000 miles. And that's it. That's the only maintenance for an electric vehicle. So yeah, I'm happy with our decisions. I think that this is going to work out just fine. And I do not regret it. I think having nicer cars with better safety features and more comfort definitely outweighs owning it. And even when you lease a car, at the end of your lease term, you do have the option to get bought out of your lease. So if you have any positive equity in your lease, like if the car, the value did something different than what they thought it would have done. So at the time that you buy or that you lease a car, the dealership values the car, and they say at the end of your lease term, with the mileage that you chose, the car is going to be worth, we estimate that the car will be worth this much. If at the end of that lease term the car is worth more than that, you get the difference between what you actually paid and what the car is worth, because you bought the depreciation of the car for the amount of time that you were using it. And this is something you might have to just look into, because I feel like it's not going to make sense without like a way more in-depth explanation. But essentially, they value the car at, they say it's worth this much right now. This is MSRP. This is what we're selling it for. You as a customer, you negotiate the price down further than what they're selling it for, and you get all the incentives. And then you pay the difference between what you actually bought the car for and what they think the value will be. So the higher they value the car, the lower your payment will be. So you want a residual value you want a higher percentage residual value, because that will make sure that you pay less monthly, because again, you're only paying the difference between what the car is worth now and what it's going to be worth, or what they estimate is going to be worth when your lease term is up. So that's how I ended up with lower car notes, because they valued the car at a higher percentage because it's an EV. And if you lease a Chevy product or a GM product, the residual value is built into that percentage. So without the residual value, this car would have been at 54%. With the residual value, that bumped it up to 66% residual. I'm sorry. Without the tax credit, this car would have been valued at 54% after 3 years. With that tax credit, they valued it at 66% after 3 years. So that is how they determine the amount of your lease. So between the residual value, the amount that you negotiate the sale price of the car for, and then your money factor, which is essentially your interest rate, those three things determine the price that you're going to pay monthly for the 24, 36, or 48 month lease term that you choose. So that is how we ended up with the numbers we ended up with. My money factor on this car, my interest rate is 1.4%. So this is where having good credit comes into it. If you have really good credit, if you have tier 1 or tier 0 credit, which is like tier 1, 7, I feel like it's 720 or better, and tier 2 is like 800 or better. If you're up there, your interest rate, you'll be able to negotiate a much lower interest rate. And then from there, you negotiate those other things that we talked about, like the residual value. Well, the residual value is what it is, but if you do your research, you can figure out where other places are falling as far as their residual value, and then you can use that as a negotiating tool. Anyway, I used ChatGPT to help me learn all this and figure all this out and do my responses back and forth to the dealerships and essentially negotiate my deals, the 2 deals that I did. And that's how we ended up where we are. I do think I could have done a little bit better. Like, I've seen better deals. I've seen better deals for this particular car, but I couldn't get it as low as what other people had gotten it for. I've seen some people get this car for $90 a month. I've seen some people get it for $60 a month. I couldn't get it that low. But I think what we did get was really, really good. $260 for a 2024 electric car is amazing. So I'm happy with, what we ended up with. And yeah, that's where we are. So I just wanted to show y'all, like explain where our thought process was in all this and why we did what we did. Because I know even with the explanation, some people are gonna be like, that was not smart, and that's fine. You can feel that way if you want to. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody has different opinions when it comes to things like this. Like, I'm sharing it because I think it will help somebody else, especially if you want a new car and you don't want to pay new car prices. A lease can be very, very, very beneficial to you. Oh, getting a call. I'll call y'all back. Okay, I'm back. I was just saying, a lease can be very beneficial if you want a super low monthly payment, if you're willing to do the research to figure out how to negotiate a really good lease deal, and if you want to drive a new car all the time and you don't have to worry about dealing with that phase where cars are, 5 years, where you're 5 years into ownership and now the car is starting to break down. Oh, and another benefit of leasing for us is that now between these 2 car leases, we have 22,000 miles a year. No, 27,000 miles a year, because I forgot to mention that the Lyriq lease is 15,000 miles a year. This one is 12. So we have 27,000 miles of 27,000 miles a year that we've already paid for or that we're paying for in these car leases that we don't have to put on the car that we're buying, which is the Atlas right here. So we can preserve the car that we actually are owning and we don't have to put so much wear and tear on that car. And that keeps it under warranty for longer, because we purchased an extended warranty for that car, which is 6 years or 100,000 miles. And the more miles we put on that car and the more wear and tear we put on it, the less it will, or the longer it'll last, essentially. Like, it won't it won't have as many issues as quickly. So it's protecting that investment as well. So now we have 2 cars to drive outside of the one we own, and it's just protecting that investment. So yeah, that is my little spiel. That's why we did what we did. That's how I think about it, and that's why it makes sense to us. So, do with that information what you will. I do think that if you, again, are looking for a lower entry point to a new car, leasing is definitely the way to go, because this same car, if we would have bought it outright, would have been, even with a really good credit, it would have still been probably $700 or $800 a month. Well, maybe with all the incentives it would have been a little less, but it would have been expensive. I mean, and again, you can buy the car at the end of the lease term if you want to. If you want to keep it, you can buy it. You can get a buyout from your lease, and then you can buy the car. Or you can sell your lease to somebody else if you have equity in it. You just get a lot more options. And I, for one, appreciate that. And once I did my research on it, I was like, oh, this is actually like super cool. Like we just don't get taught. We don't get taught about financial literacy in school. We don't get taught by our parents because they don't know. They've always done things one way. They always bought cars, drove them to the wheels fell off. And that was, even a year ago, that was what I thought you were supposed to do. But the more I learn about financial literacy and what actually keeps money in your pocket long term, the more I realize that most of the things we learned growing up are not actually the way the world works and the way money works. Like, I was taught, or I wasn't really taught much about credit cards at all, but I know most people think that credit cards are just an entry point to debt. I have multiple credit cards. At this point, I think I have like 6 or 7 credit cards, and I use them every single day. I don't buy anything off with a debit card, or I use my credit cards for everything. I pay them at least weekly, and I rack up the points. I rack up the cash back. I use my credit cards to make me money and earn me benefits. And it's just not something that was discussed when I was growing up. So I didn't know anything about that. It's something I had to learn on my own. And it's something that I've been able to implement in my financial life, and it has immense benefits to be a credit card holder. Sometimes some credit cards get you lounge access at the airport. Some credit cards get you miles. Some credit cards get you a free night hotel stay. Some credit card, like, they all have different benefits. So it's your job to research the different benefits that you can get from a particular credit card and decide between those benefits when you're choosing credit cards. One thing I use credit cards for all the time, outside of like everyday purchases and getting miles back and cash back, is making major purchases. I will never be without a credit card with a 0% APR for when we're buying new furniture, when we're buying new appliances, when we're doing major purchases, because you do not pay interest on the things that you're not going to pay back immediately for however long it takes you to pay, or however long that intro APR period is. So for my current credit card, I think it was 18 months. I just put our new appliances on that credit card, which means that until we pay it back, we will not pay interest on it, because it won't take us the full, I think we're good on that. The APR, the intro APR lasts until May of 2025. Right now it's December. We have 5 months to pay off that the appliances we just bought, until we will begin to be charged interest on it. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful. I know a lot of people don't know a lot about finances, and I'm still learning. There's still so much to learn, and I'm still like applying things that I'm learning and figuring things out. But I'll try to keep y'all abreast of what I'm learning as I'm learning, because it's so valuable to have this information. Like, if you could save $400 a month on your car note and still drive the same car, imagine what you could do with that extra $400 a month. You could invest it. You could be making your quality of life better by putting it into a nicer house, or apartment, which could get you into a better school zone for your kids. Like, there are so many things that you could do with that extra money, and that is why it's so valuable to know what your options are and not limit yourself to one particular thing that's just because that's the way it's always been done. So really do your research and figure out what is actually going to be best for you financially, and then figure out a plan and then attack that plan and get what you want, because it just is, there's so many options out here that people just don't know about and they're not aware of, and that's why they don't take advantage of it. And it puts us so far behind in especially financially. It puts us far behind because we don't a lot of people don't even know about things in order to start to do the research and then start to try to apply things that they're learning. So hopefully I can be that for y'all and give y'all like a different viewpoint or perspective, so you can take that information and then go do your own research and then decide, you know, what's best for you based on the new knowledge that you have. Because yeah, anyway, that's it. Rant is over. I'm about to go in the house, get to work. I got my coffee, and then I'll see y'all later. Okay, y'all, so that is it. Because I want to get this video posted today, I'm going to end it here, and that way I can get y'all's feedback on what y'all want to see for the rest of the month, and I can get on with my day, because again, I need to go get dressed, get ready for this board meeting, and then hurry up and get out of the house, go pick my dad up, and go to Costco and all the stuff that I need to actually do today. So I will see y'all in the next video. I'm happy to be back. Thank you again for your support. Thanks to all of y'all who are reaching out to me, asking me if we were okay and saying that you were looking forward to seeing us again. I was never fully going to leave YouTube, but I just needed a break to get my mind right. And now I feel a lot better about my return, and please provide some feedback in the comments and let me know what y'all think about the rest of the month and what y'all want to see, and I will talk to y'all I'll see you next time. Bye.